Okay, that's good. What's up? Welcome to episode 2. We made it to 2 episodes of Zack Talks Magic Cards, and I've got with me this week Joe Hoffman. What's up, man?
Woo! What's up? Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, appreciate you coming, dude. I'm hoping to have a good time. Yep. Just looking into the screen. I like it. I like it.
Definitely. Always. I think it'll be good. I'm excited to talk some cards with you.
Yep, me too. So, first off, just want to thank everyone who's viewing right now. Hey, what's up? WC back 4. Um, I just want to thank everyone for viewing and checking us out. And with that said, let's get into the cards. You ready, Joe?
Yeah, I believe I am.
Actually, let me ask you a question, Joe. Have you read any of these cards before this show?
I believe I actually submitted one of these cards, so I at least have seen one of these cards. I'm sure
Word.
I've probably played against multiples of these cards. So
Oh, I'm sure I have two. I just have forgotten probably.
yeah, as long as there's no expropriate on there, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, let's get to card number one. What? No, I messed up.
No?
I messed up.
Uh oh.
Going back
Well, that's
to
okay.
going back.
Cut, edit.
Yep. Nope. Go.
Oh, okay. That's how it works. Should I just start ad libbing and telling people jokes? Oh, okay. People can hear me talking right now.
Yeah, I was about to say I left your audio on and turned mine on, so we can definitely talk some smack.
Woo!
So, what's been going on with you, Joe?
I'm really excited. I've been seeing a lot of the previews coming out for Ikoria. I know some
Yeah,
people have been excited. Some people haven't been excited for Mutate. I think it's one of those mechanics where once we get the cards and start playing with them, it'll kind of make a bit more sense and we'll get a better feel for it. Right now, it always seems like new mechanics are hard to figure out in a nutshell. They're typically, I mean, this one is new, so we just have to see how it works with other existing mechanics.
yeah, I agree. Mutate's a little wonky, but like I like it. I like it a lot.
I think me and you had kind of talked about how it felt sort of like bestow quite a
Yeah,
bit. And I know you said that you were kind of iffy on the bestow, the aura enchantments, but I have seen you get kind of excited for a few of the cards.
yeah. Some of I mean, was it monstrosity rather? A lot of those are real good.
Yeah,
Like,
some of the mutate stuff. I was really excited for the octopus, is the sea crawler, sea dweller,
yeah,
something of that sort. I saw one of the fancy art for it, and I was like, "Ooh, that looks really nice."
that's definitely something that we have to talk about. Is how nuts the art is for this set, man. Like, I feel like it's next level.
Oh yeah, and again, they're giving us like what three different kinds. You have the normal ones, you have the what is it, showcase? I think is what it's still
Yeah,
called,
yeah,
and then Godzilla. Um, I was super excited when I started seeing some of the Godzilla stuff. I've always been a big fan of Godzilla since I was younger. I told this story to the guys in my play group, so shout out to them. When I was younger, I felt my spine, the bumps in the back of my neck,
oh
and I
yeah,
told my mom that I was a three-horned dinosaur because of that. So
sweet. That's interesting.
yeah, I've always been into dinosaurs. I've always been into the Godzilla theme things. I saw one of the creatures today that just man tugged on my heartstrings. It was the like mama cats. It was like the orphan guardian. That one, just seeing all the cute little beasts and cats and dragons, and there's even like a little tiny nightmare creature that's just like flabbergasted by this butterfly sitting on its back.
Oh, is that the green white card that came out?
Yeah, it's like the one hybrid green white. I believe it's like a 3-3, maybe a 2-3.
Yeah,
First glance looking at it, but yeah, that one I was definitely excited for. That one tugged on the heartstrings. I was talking to Pixie Kitten about that one because I know she's been excited for all the cats, believe it or not.
I mean, I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, like I don't, I don't usually play green white, but I'm looking at playing some green white black maybe with this set,
Yep.
and I think that 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 would go in that deck. Like that looks pretty dope to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of good Abzan commanders coming out from the main precon deck that they're going to have to, what is it, Nethro, which is this like gnarly looking cat kind of thing. That's the one where if you mutate for 7, you could bring creatures back up to 10 power from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, been seeing people brew some crazy wonky things with that.
Sweet. All right, I got the slides fixed. It's not an episode of Zack talks Magic cards or Commander Social. If there's not a technical difficulty,
Yeah, glad we got that one out of the way in the
yeah,
beginning, though.
yep. Hopefully there won't be more. So let's start with the first one. This
All
was
right.
given to me. This was given to me last week, and I accidentally forgot it. So Kristen, I got you this week. Oh, there's another thing that I'm doing. Hold on.
Oh,
Okay, chat will appear on the screen now. So if you got things to say them. So let's see.
I'm
Test.
waiting for that chat to pop up so I can start
Yeah.
chit chat with people. Trying to see if anybody in here is trying to do some rock paper scissors with me.
Ooh, I'd like to see that. Okay, there we go. Joe, your beard's looking good. I like it.
Thank you, thank you.
So this card was submitted by Kristen, at the Kristen Emily on
Okay.
Twitter. Big Boros fan. This is a Rakdos card though. So
Ooh.
it's cut is 1 in a red. Sorcery
Mm-hmm.
check. Cut deals 4 damage to target creature, and then ribbons is X black black aftermath. Cast this spell only from your graveyard, then exile it. Each opponent loses X life. I don't know, Joe. What do you think about this one?
Cut ribbons is interesting. Split cards are always kind of cool. I mean, there's the
Yeah,
two art, the way that they're sort of formatted.
yeah,
I know for cut, I wish I had some Dana Roach S facts that there are, 97 out of the top 100 commanders have four or toughness or less kind of thing. But I don't have those kind of facts. 4 damage does still seem like a decent amount to deal to something. So
yeah. I think that part's good. What do you think about ribbons?
So ribbons is where I think this card kind of excels a little bit,
Yeah,
especially if you're running some kind of Jund, maybe like a CEDH or maybe not CEDH, but still more of a tuned list with like a necrotic ooze. You can start doing some shenanigans with like Channeler Initiate if that's in your graveyard, some tap untap, removing negative counters, adding plus counters to get that infinite mana. That way you can go ahead and use that part of ribbons.
yeah. I think overall this card's pretty legit. So I would say on the dope scale, give this maybe what 6, 7. You think?
Yeah, I feel like it's a pretty good card. It definitely has uses, versatile. So
I'd probably put it as Zack plays it maybe 5, just because
I'm
I
trying to think if I have one, or if I need to go buy one. So that's what I'll probably do for this one. Is I either have it, need to buy it, or I don't want it. So
yeah. All right. Here's one from Anton at All Hail Bolus on
oh,
Twitter.
nice.
Allure of the Unknown. I know there's
Oh,
some interesting stuff about this card. It's 3 black red for a sorcery. It says reveal top 6 cards of your library. An opponent exiles a non-land card from among them. Then you put the rest into your hand. That opponent may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost.
yeah, that one I was
Hey, what's
excited
up,
about.
Spike Feeders?
Oh, sweet. That one I was really excited about. I know when I first saw it, I believe it's Seb McKinnon art. It's like this boy looking at something, and there's all these like claws coming in the background.
Yeah,
I know when this card first came out, I believe it's 6 cards, right? That you get a
yeah,
look at, your opponent does. That is, you're basically getting 5 cards for 5 mana, which
right.
always seems to have like some good upside. You're in Rakdos colors, so unless you're playing, I think there's like one extra turn spell in mono black that you could be playing from that. A 5 for 5 deal is something you only get at Arby's.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take that deal every time if it involves roast beef or it involves extra cards.
I don't know, man. Like, I think me, you, and Max were talking about this card a lot. I don't know. Like, it just scares me, right? I'm gonna reveal 6 cards, and then let my opponent cast the strongest one. I
Yeah,
mean, that's pretty scary. This card, like, I don't know. It's in flux for me.
yeah,
I would on dopeness and level of trying it. I'd probably go 5. As for playing it, I'd put it at the same place at 5 right now. Just kind of, I'd try it neutral. Like I'd like to see how it works out in some games.
yeah.
Um,
I know for me, I both own this card and I own it in like the borderless like extension art that they had for it. I was enamored by it. But I really like Sub McKinnon art as well
yeah,
as the
same.
benefits of this. I haven't been able to play it in a deck or put it in a deck for that matter though.
Uh, Chat makes a great point. When you're teaming up against someone in Commander, maybe me and you use this against Ryan one day.
That
That's
would be a good deal.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Um, all right, let's see what this next one is. Uvenwald Bear submitted by Ursa Bearwalker.
Nice.
good at the art, great in the community. Love that dude. Uh,
Yeah. Okay.
uh, Ulvenwald Bear is 2 and a green for a creature bear 2/2 that says that has morbid. When Uvenwald Bear enters the battlefield, if a creature died this turn, put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature. I
Yeah.
I think this card's pretty good. I mean, I'd play it. Sure, why not? Like, if you pair it with like some black or maybe some white or something, just
Hmm.
destroy a card and you get a 5/5 for 3, or destroy a creature and get a 5/5 for 3. Well, I guess I don't know if you like plows somebody, right? That's
Yeah.
4, so it costs 4 for a 4. I don't know. I'd give this a try. Like, I think it'd be
Yeah.
fun.
I feel like it's pretty good. It's very Uven.
Yeah.
I know for me, what I focused on mostly was the flavor text of it. And it talked about the chasing bears, which in my connection, in my brain, how my brain works, kind of weird. I saw a connection between chasing bears and TLC's chasing waterfalls, which are
Word.
both things you're not supposed to be doing.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
I definitely like this. It means died in the woods. So
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start saying people are out chasing bears when someone asks me where someone else is.
Yeah, if they're out chasing bears. I don't know.
Yeah,
Very Blair Witch Project.
yeah,
Something you shouldn't be doing in the woods.
yeah. The first Blair Witch Project movie, not the second one.
I didn't know there was a second one. Did they like find the footage and then go back to
No,
rescue them?
no. The second one is like the mom or somebody from the first one teams up with this guy that has some sort of ghost or some sort of castle where he tracks ghosts from. I remember thinking it was less dumb than the first one, but still not great.
As a horror movie fan, I feel like the Blair Witch Project really kind of started a lot of the found footage.
Oh
I know
yeah,
they created like their own website and people looked it up in like the late 90s were like this has to be real. It's on the internet and the
yeah.
internet can't lie.
Yeah, it was one of the first viral marketing things. I remember I was in like junior high. No, I guess I was in high school because I was working at Chick-fil-A back then.
What?
Yeah, I worked at Chick-fil-A. Oh, I was like 15, 16.
Dang. So a couple
And
of years ago.
yeah, a couple of years ago, like 20.
Yeah.
But I remember like they had all the internet stuff where they're like, "Oh, yeah, this and it's real." And I was like, "Oh crap, it's real." And I'd be like nervous driving home because I get scared real easy.
Yeah. That movie for me was probably The Thing. I did not want to walk down my hallway because I thought there'd be some weird dog-looking thingy, like basically an Eldrazi creature, come
Right.
out of like a side room and get me. So
So let me ask you this, Joe. If you had to leave
yeah.
your bedroom to get a drink of water and you saw me in the hall, what would you do?
If you were staying with me, it would feel normal. If you weren't staying with me, I would wonder if it was a surprise. And if I was talking to you now and then I went out into my hallway, I would wonder how you spark doubled yourself.
Word, 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 word.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, let's check out this next one.
Tweet.
Oh, this was submitted by Joe Hoffman at Ginger
Oh,
Joe
me.
J0E. It's you, dude.
This
You
is a solid card.
you want to read this one?
No, I'll let you read it.
Cool. It's Choice of Damnations. It's 5 and a black for Sorcery Arcane. Target opponent chooses a number. You may have that player lose that much life. If you don't, that player sacrifices all but that many permanents.
Yeah,
Um.
this card should be in every deck that runs black. I think.
Oh yeah.
You want to be giving your opponents choices, and those choices leading to their own damnation,
Yeah.
as the card has stated on it. This one I found snooping around. What I think it's like Kamigawa, one of those blocks.
Yeah.
Um, and I like different mechanics like that make people have to think or have to pick, depending on the numbers. I know this is one that I brought up with my play group also, and I don't think they've completely landed on the number to pick as far as having to sacrifice things. I also always feel like it's good to make people have to sacrifice permanents. You're not
Yeah.
targeting it all, so it kind of gets around the hexproof in a lot
Yep.
of ways.
I think it's pretty dope, and I like what it does. I'm a little worried about the casting cost because I feel like, I would say like, what do you think the perfect number is, Joe?
See, that's what I'm not sure on. Because if you pick like a lower number, it still
Yeah.
gives the person who cast it that option to kind of switch what it's doing, right?
Right.
And so that's why it's one of those like you're kind of playing with numbers and sort of guessing. It really depends on the board state. Also, I think it's
Yeah.
a what 5 and a black for the casting cost. So it's not like
Right.
you're going to be casting this turn 2 or 3 trying to really catch somebody. You really almost want this is like a middle to late game kind of effect to
Right.
maybe finally close the door on someone.
Yeah. I'm thinking. I don't know. It would depend on. Yeah, I agree. Red Comet for. Yeah, 14 says it's situational based on how many permits they have on the board on the field.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a combination of that and how much life people have when you do it. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think it's very situational as well. It would just. I don't know. I was gonna say like I think like 3 or 4, but like honestly, I would just take the damage at that point unless I had like 5 life or something.
Yeah.
So
And so it's a situational card. I think for that, I know for EDH, sometimes we build our decks. We're starting to get kind of linear with some of the builds. So this was one for me that felt like it was could be played around. Again, I sadly haven't got to play this one a whole lot. So still trying to find that number. But when I do, I will post about it. So
sweet, sweet. Let's go to our next one. Uh, Goblin Charbelcher. This was submitted by Eric at the Space Hamster. He also does a D&D podcast at Dice Fiends,
oh sweet.
Feinds. It's a pretty good podcast. I like it. I was on there once. Don't listen to that episode, anyone. I was real bad. So let's see. What does Goblin Charbelcher do? It costs 4. It's an artifact. It says 3 tap. Oh man, there's way more than 5 lines of text. I just counter it straight up.
Counterspell.
Yep. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land card. Goblin Charbelcher deals damage equal to the number of non-land cards revealed this way to target creature or player. If the revealed land was a mountain, Goblin Charbelcher deals double that damage instead. Put the revealed cards on the bottom of your library in any order. Um, I feel like if you're building your EDH decks in a non-linear way, and you're Ryan Green and playing mono red, I think this is pretty dope.
Yeah, I think this is one that works. You want to have some kind of mountain in your deck, whether you're
Yeah,
playing Izzet, whether you're playing Rakdos, red black.
right.
You want some kind of red because you're hoping you hit that mountain after you've kind of gone through a whole bunch. This to me, in a way, feels like a hermit druid because you're hoping you can like get through a chunk of your cards and then maybe hit that mountain, so you're dealing like a whole lot of damage to it.
Yeah,
Otherwise, but that too kind of makes it so you always want to run the right amount of lands. You don't want to set yourself up for this one and like I'm only going to run like 20 something lands. You might not even get to play this card if you're going that route.
right. I think that if you were playing a mono red deck, a pretty aggressive mono red deck at that, you could maybe run 36, maybe 35 lands,
Yeah,
and you got all your burn spells and your goblins or whatever.
your
Like,
tour brands.
yeah, your that's the guy that doubles the damage, right?
I
Oh
think
man.
he like the adds 2 to the damage.
Oh, that's right. Man, can you imagine having Dictate of the Twin God out with this thing? It doubles damage.
Yeah,
So
it's got to be a lot of
yeah,
damage.
it'd be a lot of damage. I think this card on dopeness, I think we're looking at a 7 or 8. Zack
Yeah,
playability, 7 or 8.
I think
If
it's pretty dope, and it's colorless, right?
Yep, it's an artifact.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's I think that makes it even better because you're not like trying to count the pips or hoping that you have enough mana for it. It's something
Right.
that you can kind of get out and then start dealing some damage with. I feel like this could actually work really well with like a Mogus, God of the Slaughter,
Oh,
because then you're running slumps and you're already dealing damage. You're probably already running some of the pains that you're doing. If you were to run like a wound reflection and you're doubling the damage that was dealt to somebody,
yeah.
then you're really churning out the pain.
If only this was an odd CMC with the new Rakdos companion, that would
Oh yeah.
be sweet. Oh, it combos with it's all helpfulous. Anton, what's
Oh,
up, man? It
hey,
combos
how's
with
it going?
Goblin Recruiter. Sweet. Good to know.
Nice.
All right, let's see what our next Dude, we got your card, Anton. It was just earlier, but you'll see it on the YouTubes.
Yep.
Um, see what we got next. This is from Jacob Besh at the Besh Around. I know he's been a Commander Social listener forever, so he said Arugel's Bloodfast, which this is one
Okay.
of those crazy flip cards. It has a excuse me, it turns into a land.
Yeah.
So, Arugel's Bloodfast is one in a black legendary enchantment. It says one a black, pay 2 life, draw a card. Dope, I like that. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 5 or less life, you may transform Arugel's Bloodfast, and then it transforms into a land called Temple of something or another that ends with Z. Um,
Okay.
you tap it, add a black mana to your pool. Tap, sacrifice a creature. You gain life equal to the sacrificed creature's toughness.
Hmm.
I don't know. What do you think?
The having to go to 5 life if we're playing EDH.
Scares me. Scares me.
Yeah, you're cutting it pretty low.
Yeah.
I think once you do get that flip, it works. But having to be able to like get yourself like dip down and then dip back up, I don't know if that's a roller coaster I want to ride.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like in like standard or even limited, maybe I'd play this, but uh yeah, I could see that playing it with Grevin. Um
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
for just for the life play, like never actually flipping it. Um
Yeah.
cuz the flip's not that great. I'm not like let's see. An Erebos god of the dead guarantees to never become a creature. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty good point with Grevin. Grevin gets +X or I think it's +1/+1 tokens equal to the amount of damage you've taken this turn or something like that.
Yeah, it's like plus X slash like O is what he's getting. It really boosts up that power, and then he
Yeah,
has
yeah.
Menace too, which he
Uh,
really trying to force that in. I feel like another one would be like Villas. Villas is gonna draw you cards based off
yeah.
of like losing life, so you're definitely gonna want to be losing life with this. And Villas, I feel like, is a deck where it's almost acceptable to dip down in your life total.
Yeah.
You're really using it to dig and trend through your deck a lot.
Good points. All right, what do we got next? This is from Lenny. I believe you know Lenny personally, Joe.
Oh yeah, Lenny's an awesome guy. So
He's at Lenny Woolley at on
yep,
Twitter, and he said he submitted Soldevi Admate.
admit.
Adnate? Yep.
Yeah.
So one in a black, summon cleric. Tap, sacrifice a black creature and artifact creature to gain amount of black mana equal to that creature's casting cost to your mana pool. Play this ability as an interrupt. That's old school way of saying you can do this at instant speed, which activated abilities you can do that.
Yeah.
Um, I think this is pretty dope. You could do stuff with it.
Yeah. I mean, you could definitely sacrificing things to get mana is
Yeah.
definitely what you need. Black doesn't really need ways of like getting a whole bunch of mana. You have Nirkana Revenant. You have I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. The lands, obviously, Urberg, and
Airbear, Cabal
so those ones.
Coffers.
And Column Coffers, there's definitely ways of getting mana, but being
Yeah.
able to maybe somebody target something and then you can sack it, being able to get that land or get that extra mana is definitely kind of the way to go. I'm sure there are combos with this. I'm sure there are
Oh
ways
yeah.
to bring this easily. So
Yeah. I know Phyrexian Tower's a good one, and isn't it Phyrexian Altar that you sack a creature for black black? Is that
it's the Phyrexian Tower, I believe. That's it's like just a colorless, or you can sacrifice a creature and it gives you the black black. It came out of Ultimate Masters. I think there was a reprint in that set.
Oh, okay. Oh, Red Comet 14 says shout out to Lenny. He recommended this card to me in my Chainer Nightmare Adept deck. Never heard of it before. Sweet in the right situations. Okay. I could
Nice.
definitely see that.
Oh yeah, I feel like this card would be great for Chainer. If you're sacrificing things, you're getting the
Yeah.
mana to be able to cast something else. That's like exactly what you want to be doing.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is a decent card. I think on the dope we're looking at like 7, 8. The playability
Yep.
for me probably about the same.
Yeah, it's a solid card. Does things that you want to be doing. Sacrificing creatures, pulling creatures back, getting extra mana. That's how you win Magic.
Yep. What do we got here? Universal Zeal had submitted Anax Hardened in the Forge. So
Mm.
Anax is one red red for a legendary enchantment creature demigod. Its power and toughness is asterisk 3.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Anax's power is equal to your devotion to red. Whenever Anax or another non-token creature you control dies, create a 1/1 red satyr creature token with this creature can't block. If the creature had power 4 or greater, create 2 of these tokens instead. I think in your general red aggro decks, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I think, I mean, helping with board wipes, getting something back, because that's kind of the problem with what the mono red aggro deck,
Yeah.
besides being able to maybe draw cards. You have looting in red, but that board wipe really hurts you if you're being aggressive, and now you can kind of get them back. It does have to be non-token. So if you're having a bunch of goblins, that's not,
Yeah.
you know, as helpful for you, but that's still pretty good. And I'm sure with this too, if you have a bunch of the tokens out, if you have Perforos out, OG Perf,
Yep.
and then all those ones come in and then they deal the extra damage to you. That's the stuff that you're going to want to be doing. And then you can Goblin Charbelcher somebody right
Oh
after that
yeah.
for wiping the board on you.
Right. Gotta retaliate. Yeah, I think this card's good too.
Yeah,
I'd play it.
I think I wasn't as impressed. I don't want to like go down on anything. I wasn't as impressed with the constellation art. It's like him holding his axe like just off to the side. I
Oh,
thought the other art that they have, like he looks mad, like he has his axe, he's in the battlefield kind of thing. He looks like he's ready. He is hardened in the forge in that one. But the other one where he's floating in the constellations, I'm like, man, you're not hard.
man, if I'm being honest, and this is probably gonna be a super lukewarm take.
Okay.
Um, I liked some of the constellation art, and some of it I was just real meh on. Like I thought the
Okay.
blue ones looked good. The other ones I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, eh. But then
Is that
again,
because you're more of a blue mage? You feel like?
I feel like it's just because I like the color blue.
Okay. Yep, that's fair. That's fair.
Uh,
I'm trying to think who's the mono black one? The Chimeric. I thought his looked pretty cool.
oh yeah,
Um,
that one did actually open one of those in pre-release.
yeah, that one looked really dope. So
Legit. All right, what do we got next? It's from Chris Von Doom. I feel like
Doctor Doom.
I feel like Chris Von Doom is trolling me here a little bit because Johora is hashtag not my weatherlight captain.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, the real weatherlight captain, Sisay, the real weatherlight captain. I'm trying to picture
Yeah,
Sisay Joe.
yeah.
I know I love this art by Magali, and it's the art from the Women's Day
Ooh,
Sisay. So I have one of
nice.
those. But yeah, Johara is a good card. I just like to mark out Weatherlight Captain on it.
Yeah,
Um, uh, Johara costs 2 blue, 2 a blue and a red for a legendary creature, Human Artificer. She's a 3/3. Whenever you cast a historic spell, draw a card. And historic spells are artifacts, legendaries, sagas. Honestly, I think this is a great card. Um,
yeah. This card came out of what was it? Dominaria.
yep, yep.
Yep. That
Uh,
one I felt like was solid. I know a lot of people play her with like what eggs,
yeah.
a lot of the artifacts, anything like that. Draw a whole bunch. I think Tappy Toe Claus has a deck that runs this.
I know I've seen her do a cosplay of her.
Okay, that
So,
might have been it. I've heard pretty good things about this card. I don't normally play is it colored decks, but I've heard from people saying this one's really strong. I'm surprised she's a 3/3 and not like a 2/4.
yeah,
Um,
I would have expected something like that too.
because I don't feel like you're gonna attack with her at all. I don't think you're gonna be playing like a legendary like what enchantments and is it like you're definitely gonna be playing legendary artifacts and you're gonna want to be doing
Yeah,
crazy stuff with that. So
yeah. It looks like according to Mr. Sullivan, the nerd. Sorry if I'm reading
oh
any of these wrong. Tabby Toes did a video deck tech, so cool.
nice.
Um,
Oh, and Sullivan the Nerd. Shout out to Sully. He's one of the teachers that I had met and was actually kind of helping his game club, some of the kids and that kind of stuff that he had out in South Dakota. So shout out to him. Thank
Oh,
you for being a
nice.
teacher and doing what you do.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. I played her when I so my original so I've had many iterations of my quote unquote artifact deck, and one
Mm-hmm.
of them was Sahili the Gifted. Is that right? The one that was Commander 2017. I want to
Oh,
say.
okay. Yep. The
Um.
like planeswalker can be your commander.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. And I played and it's is it and I played her in there because it's just good. Um. So yep, gonna go back show the real Weatherlight Captain here. Sisse, got that sword and that ponytail. Yeah,
It's impressive. Those the artwork for those ones, they did an amazing job.
yeah,
I
they really
even
did.
yeah, all of that was good. The Una one was just beautiful. I
Yeah,
know Brando from the CCO podcast really liked the Una. So
yeah, yeah, I liked that one too. That's the two I ordered it for Sisse and Una, and then
Mhm.
like I went in with Zuby and Max to they wanted some of the other ones. Yeah, sorry guys, I haven't mailed those out. Something there was some sort of something happened. I don't remember. Moving
Something's
on.
causing everything to slow down a little bit. In
Yeah, yeah,
there's
just
the rift in the time continuum,
time is a construct, bro. I don't know if you knew that.
a 0-0 construct based off the number of artifacts.
Yes, also a flat circle.
Oh, okay.
Um, so next is Demir Houseguard, recommended by Craig Trethowen. Sorry if I said that wrong. Also,
Mm.
I think I said that I thought Skraganoff was Anton earlier. I got my stuff confused. I'm not smart. I'm really not smart. I don't know why you guys watch this.
Don't
So
don't be down on yourself. That's okay. People make mistakes.
thanks. Yeah, I'm with you, Chris. I love this card. It's a three. It costs 3 and a black for a 2/3 fear. Sacrifice a creature, regenerate Demir Houseguard, transmute 1 black, and transmute means you look for a card in your library with the same converted mana cost as the transmute, which is 3 here, and you can only do it at sorcery speed. Um, Honestly, transmute is like this is a lot of combos are built with transmute.
Yeah.
Transmute's like I was building an artifact deck with a lot of transmute stuff to go get very specific artifacts, and I
Hmm.
was like, this is really kind of tantamount to a tutor.
Yeah.
I don't even know that I think that it's a poor man's tutor. I think it's just a straight up tutor, right? Like I'd pay one
Yeah.
black for a thing, and so like I don't know. I just think this is a great card. It's a cool thing to do. I still play. I usually don't play tutors. I'll play some transmute cards to get answers if I need them, but never to like assemble a combo or anything. What do you think about this
I
one?
For Demir Houseguard, I can see why Chris Von Doom would like it. He is a part of the Demir Guild, which we can't talk about because it doesn't exist, but they're
Right.
always listening to us.
Yeah. What killed? What killed?
Right. As far as the transmute cards, I think WotC kind of said that they weren't really going to be making any more transmute cards just because it's a very specific tutor piece
Yeah.
versus something like a scheming symmetry where you and an opponent get to search for a card, or like a
Right.
vampiric tutor, demonic tutor. Those ones are more, you can kind of get anything. For the transmute cards, it's very specific. The ones
Yeah.
that I do like, apart from Jameer Houseguard, is Teleria West.
Yep.
So you're going to search for a card that's 0. Normally for me, that's going to be Pact of Negation. I'll Pact on turn 2. I don't care. I'll lose the game. It is what it is. You got to send that message to people,
Yeah. Just gotta send
Another
it.
one, it seems like, another one that seems to be really good was Muddle the Mixture. I think
Yeah.
that one you can actually use as a counter spell, or you can go and search for a better card, search for that Force of Negation. So again, you can counter people.
Yeah. It's pretty legit. I like it a lot. All right. Let's see what we got going. Oh, Demir Machinations. I don't even know what that does.
That's a 2 and a black, and it's going to do basically the same thing. It has different wording on it. I know a picture of it's like some skull guy over like a little pot thing. These these reenactments of all the cards are going to be great.
I like that. Apparently, you
Yeah.
get Doomsday. Man, Doomsday apparently jumped in price recently. Ryan and I were talking about it. It jumped. It gone from like $5 to like $12 or something.
Yeah, Doomsday is a casual CEDH. That's what CEDH stands for, right?
Yeah,
Casual EDH.
yeah.
So
That's what I heard.
yeah, so it's a CEDH casual EDH card, and so I can see why a lot of people are going to be playing it with their Thassa's Oracles and their Jaces. And I'm waiting. Have we just retired Labman? Like Labman's too slow now
Yeah,
to be playing.
apparently, which I think is nuts. But yeah, like all of the lists that win via Labman style are running Labman Jace and Labman Fish.
Yeah, I saw somebody say they're like, "Oh, I got my CEDH again, casual EDH." They got their kind of like a starter sets, which was like Demonic Consultation. It was like War of the Spark Jace, Jace Wilder Mysteries,
Yep.
Thassa's Oracle, and Doomsday. And I was like, "Yep, that's definitely a starter kit."
Um, uh, in the comments, Red Comet 14 says, "Wish Claw Talisman is a fun tutor as well." I know you like that one, Joe.
Yes, Wishclaw Talisman is definitely fun because you get to kind of hot potato that one around,
Yeah.
pass it around, take off the counters. It makes me sad when you gift it to someone and they're like, "No, I'm just gonna sit here with it." You're like, "What? Why?" Like, keep passing it around, keep helping each other. I think I played that in a game with you and Big John at Get Big John. So
Yep. Hashtag get Big John. Yeah. Didn't you give it to Big John and then didn't he just like keep it or something?
he did because he was like, "I don't understand what this card does," and I was like, "Well, read the card." And you were like, "I was just gonna counter it," and I was like, "No, guys, we could use this to help each other." And you're like, "I don't want that."
Yeah. He's like, I'm just gonna keep this for now.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got next. Oh, this is from Ant Finnemore at antfinnemore dot or not dot com on Twitter. This is three cards. The first one is
Ooh.
Fade Away. It's two and a blue for a sorcery that says for each creature that I'm sorry, for each creature that creature's controller pays one or sacrifices a permanent. These
Okay.
cards have a theme, so I'm gonna read through them real quick. Compost, one in a green for an enchantment. Whenever a black card is put in an opponent's graveyard, you may draw a card. And then Keep Watch, two and a blue. Draw a card for each attacking creature. So, note on that, they don't have to be attacking you. I think
Yeah.
that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
So,
that's definitely one. Like you could sit back and then wait to see what your opponents are doing, and then kind of benefit from maybe them going after each other.
right. And the question that was posed with these three cards was, how much do you really want to rely on your your opponent's board states to you know play these cards in your deck? And I think it depends. I think it's like, are you going to be a reactive or a proactive deck?
Mm-hmm.
I try to be reactive. Like literally, all three of these cards are going into my Kenrith deck,
Yeah.
aptly named Pillows, Staxes, and Taxes.
Ooh. Okay.
But
That sounds like an interesting like meld between like a mattress company and also like a tax company. So
yeah, no, we definitely we stack up your mattresses as we stack up the papers for your taxes. We do your taxes too.
you could
That
like literally, yeah, you got two mattresses, just put the taxes in between them,
yeah,
and they
and then
probably wouldn't fly away.
yeah, hope they just disappear. Um,
Definitely.
I don't know. I think all three of these cards are good. What do you think, Joe?
They seem pretty good. I think again, depending on if you're going to be reactive or proactive. Maybe
Yeah,
if you're playing something like Edric Spymaster, you're wanting your opponents to attack, or you're trying to incentivize them to draw cards. Same thing with the what is it, Crom or Ludwig. The is it commander, the one blue red, where if somebody I believe is dealt damage, then you get to draw a card off of it. So those things where you're kind of hoping people attack, or maybe like the
right.
goad mechanic, where then you're really forcing them to attack, that you're going to benefit the most off this.
The one that I'm the least hot on is Compost. Whenever a black card is put into an opponent's graveyard, you may draw a card. Black's pretty prevalent, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, it's like, well, are they going to play that or not? I don't know.
I think for me, that's one of those same things with like running Carpet of Flowers. You're
Yeah,
really hoping somebody runs an island. If you're sitting down and everyone's playing mono green or your favorite pairing Naya, you're definitely gonna be like, dang it. So
I hate Naya. No,
yeah,
I
I
know.
know,
We'll see.
I know. It's the Boros. You like the green, but not the Boros of it. So
Yeah, exactly,
I
exactly.
saw Boros got their first legendary card today for Ikoria, so that's exciting.
Yeah,
Not
saw
sure it
that.
can be played in any Boros decks, but it's doing something different.
Wasn't it a companion?
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is a companion. That's true.
Word. But you could. Is it a legendary?
Yeah, it's a legendary. It's like a
Okay.
elemental fox.
So you could. I think I looked at that card and actually thought it was kind of decent.
Yeah,
Because you could play as your commander. It doesn't have to be a companion, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. What we got next? This is for Monge Art. It's Aminatu's Augury. It's a
Ooh.
6 blue. Let's see what we hear. Loves Voltron, reduces activated abilities for equipment. Ooh, I like that. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna choose Augury, 6 blue for a sorcery. Exile top 8 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield. Until end of turn, for each non-land card type, you may cast a card that of that type from the exiled cards without paying its mana cost. Um, I think this is an amazing blue finisher.
This is six blue
Yep,
sorcery speed.
yep.
I think Gavin came out and said in doing all these cards for this set that they costed them just a little bit too high. Um,
I,
they're
I
they're really good and they're finishers. I've seen a lot of people use like Skull Storm. I think my friend Gabe in his Croxa deck, I believe he
yeah,
has a Skull Storm, and something like that's perfect.
I love that card too.
Yeah, Skull Storm's gonna be pretty good. I don't think the Sahili one was all that good. I think it keeps making copies of stuff. Maybe you could get crazy. Maybe you
Uh,
could make.
it was Sahili's Artistry, right?
I believe so.
I think that card's actually pretty good. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I remember playing it and thinking it was legit.
Yeah. So I
Um,
think with this one's definitely big, and especially for blue. Maybe you're playing who's the blue commander from Theros, the Storm or whatever that makes it so you're like four CMC plus spells can't be countered. Something
yeah,
like this would be awesome.
yeah, I think so. So yeah, this card is pretty legit.
And
Yeah,
in the picture, since I'm acting them out, is like the little girl who's like blowing the butterfly kisses.
dude, that's like,
So
I literally thought were like the art for that card for a second, dude.
you thought I was Amanatu.
I
So
did.
I felt like I was Amanatu. So I had my little stick thingy and like my shawl or whatever it is that she's wearing. Again, another Seb McKinnon art. He did an amazing job with that one.
Yeah, Sam McKinnon always kills it.
Yeah.
Um, what was that card from War of the Spark that he did with like all the planeswalkers and Nicol Bolas on it? It's like
Was Deliver Unto Evil.
yeah. I have
It's
one of
like
those.
him on the side and then them like facing him, kind of cascading down.
Yeah. I got a playmat of that because I thought that art was super dope.
He right now I think has a Kickstarter going on, so that has a few days left. It's always hard whenever I see all these Kickstarters for playmats because I'm like, I only have so much money and I only play so much Magic. But if I
Right.
just have a wall of playmats, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think that'd be dope. I don't know. For me, there was another playmat Kickstarter from an artist who had done a lot of iconic Magic cards. Like it was the dude who did Shazrazad and the like. I did Millstone too. And it's like I really like those, but it's hard for me to justify $40 for a playmat, right?
I mean, I think if it's a piece that they don't normally do and it doesn't go out, I know I've done a couple of the Seb McKinnon ones, and
Okay,
it has his signature on it. It doesn't have some of the other logos and stuff. Like
right.
one of my favorite ones is the Growth Spiral. It's like one of my favorite cards. It's a blue and a green. I think you can play an extra land
And you
and then
draw a card.
draw. Yeah, at an instant speed.
Yeah,
Right now, that's being played in like all the standard Simic decks with like Uro. So I was glad to see that one doing as well it was, and I love the art on it. So
yeah.
I felt like I had to get it, and it's been worth it. So it really just depends on your financial situation and how you're feeling about art and play mats and all that.
Yeah, I do love playmats. Like I've paid $40 for playmats. I mean, like yeah, but now like we usually play the Commander Social playmats when we're out, so it's like I don't get
Yeah.
to use them as much. Makes me sad.
Maybe
But
we could create like a Ginge turn playmat, like my beautiful face on there,
yeah, I'll have to show you the playmat mock-up that I did one time for us. Let's just say it's extra special. It's extra special.
Oh, excited to hear about that. Maybe that's a
Um,
special Patreon benefit.
uh, it's not because
Oh,
it's
okay.
not exactly safe for work. So I'll describe
Oh,
what
okay.
I did. So you know how this was before the professor did it too, but what's his name? The dude he commentates for Magic. He he designed the World of Warcraft card game. Kibler. Yeah,
Oh,
Kibler
okay.
has that playmat where he's like, he went on a cruise one day and took like or one time he took like a glamour shot where he's like laying down on his white background and he's all like, he's wearing like a suit and all that.
Yeah.
It's definitely me doing that in my underwear on a futon.
All right. Definitely not safe for work. So
Yeah,
that's good to know.
yeah. Um, I know you'd buy
Probably
that.
can't play that at a GP or Magic Fest.
I mean, I'd try it. I mean, look, it's me.
Yeah.
Um, all right,
Who's that guy?
all right, Chris. Well, maybe we can work something out. Maybe I'll send you the art, and if you want to make it on what's it called, I'll let you.
The
Don't
one thing about the internet is if you let that out, if you let one person have that, that's gone. Everybody's gonna have that one.
no one's gonna want to play mad of me in my underwear laying on a futon.
There have been weirder things that have been created, so I would never say never. In the wise words of the Beebs.
Maybe I don't label that as a commander social playmat. Maybe that's a Zack Talks Magic playmat.
Yeah, okay, like a side separate kind of thing.
Yeah. This is my side gig to my side gig, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we got our last card here, Ravenous Slime, submitted
Oh,
by at Billy Kills Z1. Oh no, so Billy Kills one.
okay.
Let's see. Ravenous Slime is 2 and a green for a creature ooze. Ravenous Slime can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. If a creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it and put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to that creature's power on Ravenous Slime. Interesting. Man, I don't know how I feel about this card. Like,
No,
no, as in you wouldn't play it?
no, I love it. I just bought another one. I thought I didn't have one, and I was panicking, and then found it, and then I got the other one in the mail. So now I have two. So now I have two ravenous slimes. I can pit them against each other. But I like the card. I feel like it's something that can grow stronger if you have a way to put it into a deck like Ronus and
Yeah.
give Ronus a way to like ping creatures. It's going to start to grow bigger and bigger.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If with the new mechanics that are coming out of Ikoria, if you have a way to give this thing flying, if you have a way to give it indestructible, death touch, menace,
Yeah.
you're going to start creating just a big, huge slime. I don't know if like slime tribal or ooze tribal. I think there was a legendary ooze that came out of Ikoria. It's like a one hybrid Golgari. And
Okay.
so maybe you could put it in that. But I'm kind of bigger on this one. I like it quite a bit.
Yeah, like rereading it and understanding it better for the second time, I agree. Like I do like to, because Ravenous Slime doesn't have to kill the creature. I thought it did, and it also exiles, and I do like getting the crap out.
Yeah.
So
Exile effects are definitely going to be strong. If you can like
yeah.
gear it up with something, people are going to be like, why are they spending so much of their mana and attention on this little slime? But that slime's going to grow. It's going to be your own like little personal flubber.
Yep, that's legit. So
Is chat liking it?
let's see. Hey, what's up, Card Tyrant? How'd your stream go, man?
Oh yeah,
Chat seems to be in on the Ravenous Slime.
good. They're in with the ooze, old Ivan ooze.
Oh yeah, I need to get some of the 24x14 playmat top loader holders.
Oh,
I have like a bunch of playmats. Like I have a box under my bed that's kind of it's just a little bit bigger than playmat size, and it's like it's like this thick. Like it's pretty thick.
like would you call it like 2C's thick?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's pretty thick. It's dummy thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
Okay.
I used to buy a lot of playmats. Like my favorite one used to be, it's pretty close to top. It's a Vendilion Click from the time that Modern Masters was released at a GP Vegas like
Oh, okay.
5 or 6 years ago.
Hmm.
Glad your stream was good. Uh, Card Tyrant, glad you came. Thick with a Q. Ooh, that's real.
Ooh,
That's next level thick. I like
is
it.
that THIQ? THIQ?
Thick,
Deek? Is it
thick.
THIQK? Do you put the K or do you put the
Oh,
THIQC at the end of it?
oh no, he actually spelled it. It's THIQ.
Okay, THIQ.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm sitting here trying to figure it out. It's always right.
Yeah, I was just letting you do it because I didn't see that part. I just saw Q. Like I do this thing where like I read the first three letters of a word and then my mind auto completes it. So I didn't
Yeah.
see the Q at the end of the thing. So that pretty much wraps it up. I'm gonna go to our wrap up stuff, but they won't be able to see us, Joe, but they can still hear us.
Oh, okay.
Um, so if you like any of these cards and you want to buy any of them, check out the store that my LGS put up. It's store.mothershipatx.com. We've got two affiliate codes for April. Social ship in all caps. You get free shipping on orders $50 or more. So, if you want all the singles or if you want to pre-order some Ikoria, do that. And then if you want some of the singles from this, you can do Social 10 in all caps, and you get 10% off in stock MTG singles. So, yeah, Mothership's a great place. It's hopefully I'll be there again soonish, October.
Yeah,
At
Mothership was
20.
pretty awesome. When I visited you for the GP Zack's house
Yo, yeah,
in back in February, I got to go to the Mothership finally, and it was a really nice store. You guys are definitely blessed to get to play there. So hopefully, when all this stuff's through, yeah, you can get to go back there. I know it's been a little bit hard for some of the LGSs. Some of them are
yeah,
struggling. My heart definitely goes out to them. It sucks. So if you do have a way to support your LGS or an LGS, I would definitely encourage and recommend that you do that. Make sure that you're being smart with your finances right now and that
right.
you're trying to reach out and help other people.
Yeah, I've definitely like sent in like a couple of cards. I'd be like, oh, I need like I said on the episode that's gonna come out. Actually, maybe it's the episode that already came out for our preview. I don't remember, but I bought a carpet of flowers and a grave titan and all his dust from them, and then probably when I get paid again next, I'll buy some more cards from them just to keep them going. Um,
Yeah. Got to get
so
that Bloom Tender. It's like half its normal price.
what is?
Bloom Tender.
What does that do?
Bloom Tender, it's two and a green, I believe. Could be wrong on that one. And then you get to tap and you add mana based off the color permanents.
Oh, I do like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get one of those.
That one's normally like $50, but one of my friends, Michael, he let me in on that one. So the price kind of dropped on that. So went and snagged one of those up.
Sweet. So, in wrapping things up, if you want to have one of your cards on an episode of Zack Talks Magic, follow me on Twitter at Z4CK and look for a post and just reply with the card. Joe, where can people get you on Twitter?
People can get at me on Twitter at Ginger Joe, the O0, and Joe is a zero. So, because as CCO Podcast always says, I am a zero for a plethora of reasons, but I can be your zero, baby. If you guys want to message me, chit chat, talk about anything, I'll definitely reply as quickly as possible.
Sweet. And also, be sure to check out the podcast Commander Social, which I co-host with Ryan Green with an E. He's very particular about that E, and you can get that wherever you get your podcasts. So that's it for this episode of Zack Talks Magic. So thanks, Joe, for coming. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you guys sometime in the future.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
All right, peace.